So welcome everyone to our third webinar for this Corona days. And today we have with us Dr. Anjan Shakya, the ambassador of Nepal to Israel. Along with me, my name is Anat Bernstein. I'm the chairperson of Israel, India and Nepal Chamber of Commerce, and I'm the vice president along with Ron Doron of the Israel-Asia Chamber of Commerce. We have with us today, in addition to the ambassador, Mr. Matan Vilnai, which is the president of the Israel-Asia Chamber of Commerce, and we have Mr. Raviv Byron, the president of the Israel-India and Nepal Chamber of Commerce. To those of you that don't know, Israel-Asia is the umbrella organization of 16 chambers of commerce in Asia. This week we spoke with Pakistan and we're deliberating of opening a Chamber of Commerce for Israel-Pakistan, so the numbers will go up. Before we go to you, Dr. Anjan, I'll invite Mr. Matan Vilnai to say a few words, and then you, Raviv, and then we'll start our conversation. I'm saying good morning to those that joined just now. Just for the protocol, if you have questions to the ambassador, you're welcome to send a question on the chat mode, and we will give you the opportunity to even talk. So get out of your pajamas, because we will allow you to put your camera on if times allows. So to you, Matan.
So Dr. Anjan, good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for being with us. We remember when you came, I believe it's less than a year than you're the ambassador here. And I remember the first meeting, and what we would like to hear from you now, it's what is the situation now in your country, in Nepal, and how we can work together in this Corona time. And this is the most important for us as a Chamber of Commerce, in order that if we can do something together. So Dr. Anjan, please give us a short report about what's happening in Nepal and what you believe that we can do in order to support it. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Matan. Before we go to you, Mrs. Ambassador, Raviv.
Well, very good morning to Madam Dr. Anjan, and to Anat and Matan, and of course to Ron and to all the other participants. I'm afraid I don't have their names in front of me, so I'll make it a general welcome. Very, very happy to have this, and this is definitely the strong initiative of Anat to do a regular webinar. I think it's a marvelous opportunity. This is already our third webinar. The first one was on the Corona crisis and how it influences Israel. And then we've decided to move towards the countries who we represent in Asia. And I think it's a fantastic opportunity to gather people together. Sometimes not only those who are in Israel, but in other countries in the world. It makes it very easy. And we are going to continue doing this. I think we have another one next week on China, correct, Anat?
Yes, thanks for mentioning. On Monday, we're meeting the Consul General Ran Peleg, which is based in Jiangdo, China. So a message will be sent to all of you.
Right. And I think we should try to do this, if not on a weekly basis, on a bi-weekly basis, and cover all of the countries that we represent throughout Asia. I think it's going to be a very, very successful activity. Anat and I are both running the Israel, India, and Nepal Chamber of Commerce. And while India is obviously a huge power and a very, very big country with lots of opportunity, Nepal, for me personally, holds a very, very warm part in my heart. I've been to Nepal many, many times, I think at least 10 times. I started off as a young student trekking in the country and fell in love with the country, and I haven't fallen out of love ever since. And I keep looking for opportunities to come. and travel throughout Nepal. It's a magical place, definitely a magical place. And I'm very interested that more and more people will come to Nepal to benefit from the warmth and the hospitality and the beautiful people who are living in Nepal. I think there's a lot that we can do together. There's a lot of opportunities, and looking forward to ever strengthening activity between us.
Thank you, Raviv. So now to our main guest of this morning, Dr. Anjan Shakya. And why don't we start with talking about the most urgent issue of those weeks, the corona. What is the situation in Nepal? If you can give us a preview and how we can work together to assist each other during those days. And later, I have lots of questions to you personally and questions about Nepal. So the stage is yours.
Daraba, Anat, Matan, Raviv. Thank you so much. Ani Ismikha Meod, Livgos Etkem. I'm very much happy that you organized this webinar. It's a very innovative idea to do this at this moment, even this crisis, very critical situation in Israel. Thank you so much, Boker Tov. Good morning, all of you. Namaste. Namaste is very good for the prevention of corona.
Yeah, we were saying that exactly. Everybody is doing namaste in all over the world. I mean, the good thing about the corona that we learned to do namaste.
It is very good for the good health and this away from corona, and it will keep us distance. In Nepal, about this corona, when China it started, Nepal is very close with China, and we were at that time very much worried about it, that we are so much close, so maybe it will directly impact to Nepal. But luckily yet it is not so much impact yet to Nepal, but we are even very much worried and very much concerned. So that our government, Nepal government, declared a few weeks back, it's lockdown. It's totally lockdown in Nepal. And again, every day, they are putting strict regulation to prevent this corona. Because we have to give awareness to people. Actually, at this democracy period, it is very difficult for people to ask them to stay home. And it is not easy to stay home. People are very much moving around the world, not even the country, and doing so much work, so much activities. And it is really very tough for the people at the moment. And in Nepal government, Ministry of Health taking forward this corona hospital. We established a separate corona hospital. And each and every Nepal government hospital, they are looking for this patient. But what is, we are having a little bit problem that Nepal government is really seeking the equipments and medical testing kit and medical equipment for this particular corona, because we don't have such much, it is corona didn't declare that I'm coming, no, and it is very difficult for us to manage the budget and to disseminate all the equipments to all the hospitals. So we are requested from our government that to look after Israel government so that we can get any grant or any assistance from Israel to Nepal. And Nepal is still remembering that government of Israel sent a big team when there was earthquake in Nepal in 2015. So it is still in the heart of Nepali people, not only in the level of government, but in the level of people. And they are all asking for our Nepal embassy in Israel, so we can do something. We can provide something as a grant or help to Nepal. So in this matter, we are also working on it with some people, and even we received a letter of intent from our government through Israel Embassy in Kathmandu, and they already sent it to your Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we are following it up, but we didn't receive any answer, but we are following it up. Actually, really, it is very difficult for Israel also, and it's having problem in Israel. It's increasing the number day by day. So you need those equipments, those kits in Israel as well. But if you are also looking, if you could look forward to Nepal also, if some we can do from Chamber of Commerce. So it will be definitely a big, huge help for Nepal at this moment.
As I mentioned to you in our previous preparation call for today, the Chamber will be very willing to help. And if you can pass to the three of us the demand letter, then we can see what we can do with our members and our relations. And definitely, Matan, we should look into that as well. How many people are infected in Nepal? I mean, known infected.
Five people are diagnosed as infected, but 2 are already recovered.
Okay, so no. The numbers are small, or you don't know about the numbers. That's the problem.
Maybe because we are having like even a few hundreds of number per day. We can give test for the Nepali people. If we have a lot of this testing kit, then we can provide more numbers to be tested. So it's very urgent for Nepal to have those kits. And we already border closed, our government, and even flight cancelled all over the world. And only we are doing the charter flight who wants to take their citizen back home, or if we can get some kit, only those things, only we are open our airport. And as your Minister of Foreign Affairs requested, your Israelis who are stuck in Nepal, they want to bring them back to Israel. And I asked my government, and they are willing to help. Of course, Nepal government and Nepalese people are helping all the foreigners in Nepal in any matter, even food or staying or visas, every matter. Looking to these critical situations, everyone is helping in Nepal, and they are very much secured in Nepal at this moment. Even though if your government needs, our government is willing to cope to bring them back to Israel. And we already sent this message to your ministry also.
Thank you.
How many you believe are you now in Nepal? How many Israelis? Dozens?
Till now, we have some kind of numbers like 60 people, but maybe more than 60, 60, but maybe more. But we are not getting the actual figure yet, and we are asking.
Okay.
So I think that we have enough of Corona those days. Let's move to other topics, because Corona is all around us.
We have to think about the day after the Corona.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to discuss it with the Lady Ambassador, what must be done after the Corona. A matter of weeks, of months. I hope not more than that, but we have to think about this, I believe.
Yes, so I'd like to start with personal questions about you, because you are interesting to us. Most of the attendees to this call today, just to share with you, we are 20 people at the moment online, and more will join soon. You just see the 4 of us, but more people are listening and watching you. And this call is also recorded, so it will reach more people. So if you can tell us, who are you? What is your story and how you became an ambassador?
Before this position, I was an entrepreneur, and I did my PhD in management. And I'm the first female who did PhD in management after MPhil program in Nepal. And I did my all study in Nepal. So I can say that I'm made in Nepal. And before joining this journey as an ambassador, I was entrepreneur. I was president, chairperson of Nepal Women Chamber of Commerce. I have served like more than 19-20 years there. In those days, I coached many women entrepreneurs throughout the country. In headquarters, only 100 women entrepreneurs I gathered throughout the country, and even we extended brands. Like now it's 15. We are able to extend our brands to different districts. And I was also deputy executive director of Institute of Foreign Affairs under Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I worked there for 6 years. And during that period, I have to facilitate training programs, orientation programs to officials of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then after, I joined as chairperson of International Concern Center. And this center is also like similar with the previous one, Institute of Foreign Affairs, where I organize seminars, international seminars, conferences, symposium, and training programs, orientations, not only for this time of officials of ministries, but also for the civilians also. And I brought out some books also related to foreign affairs and women and other international relations issues, bilateral issues. And I was also a professor of Presidential Business School, Westcliff University, California. And I was a lecturer of esteemed college under Government University of Nepal. I served there almost 8 years. And
what brought you to Israel? I mean, how you haven't been an ambassador before?
Yeah, this all things is one of the background that to become ambassador. And I have been involving in so many social organizations like Rotary Club, Nepal Cancer Society, and World Affairs Council, and many more. So that I have been involving so many social organizations because I love to do social work also. And a background, maybe you are very much interested who I was. I was also singer in Nepal, but I was singer before 17, 18 years back, but I already totally stopped because of this so many activities I have to be involved and I have to pause it. Then after retirement, I may again start it.
So I must tell all the attendees today that recently you invited a few of us to your home to a karaoke evening.
Yes, yes.
And it was quite fun because we had to sing, not in Nepalese, of course, and we heard you singing. So I mean, I will not ask you to sing this morning, but
of course.
Look up Dr. Anjan Shakya in the YouTube and you can find your clips singing also.
And I was also a newscaster in one of the esteemed organizations of government television, Nepal Television, and I served there for 1 decade. It's almost same like 17 years before. Wow. This kind of background, and I also awarded by the national level awards, and these are the backgrounds, and I have been involving in social works. Still I would like to do social works, so these are my personal backgrounds and which brought me here as an ambassador.
Amazing, amazing. And did you ask to come to be an ambassador to Israel, or they approached you?
Actually, where I worked in Institute of Foreign Affairs and International Concern Centers, most of the interactions and discussions are like to be the background of ambassadors. And governmental people, ministers, they also asked, requested, and this time government decided that to be ambassador I would be ambassador in Israel, because I didn't know that I'm going to be ambassador in Israel, that I don't know. Then I got information after our cabinet decision, and then I came to know that I'm going to be ambassador in Israel.
And how do you, yeah, Matan, you wanted to ask
Yeah.
something?
In your foreign affairs ministry, the position of ambassador in Israel is something unique or it's regular?
Actually, we have two categories. One is from the foreign diplomats, career diplomats, which comes from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and one from the political background. I'm political appointee, but I could say that I'm semi, because I served under Ministry of Foreign Affairs as Deputy Executive Director for 6 years.
For a political appointment? Ah, okay.
This time government appointed me, so that it's a mixed semi.
As you know, Matan was ambassador of Israel to China until 3 years back.
I was 3 years back, and I was a political appointee as well. Not from the diplomatic corps, but some ordinary people.
And tell me how do you find Israel, and what are the challenges and you find here, but also the opportunities?
Yes, when I was appointed as ambassador, because there are so many criteria who are the celebrities or the position as a professor, or who are working in Nepal as a big position. Government would like to take them, and they want to share their ideas. They want to cope their ideas and their hard working to be an ambassador. And maybe I was also one of them at that time when they decided it. And when they decided it, I asked, because when I read news about Israel 17 years back, and in the paper, Nepal, Israel is not like that. That when we read a newspaper, it's a conflict zone and a very war zone. People are always in war zone area. This kind of things we usually read. And I was really scared to be ambassador in Israel, to be frankly speaking. And my family, they are also very worried. And I did Google, and I found Israel very wonderful country, very developed country, because I didn't keep in touch so much focus on Israel, because I used to work on other countries and other relevant activities. And I asked my prime minister, why you chose me to be ambassador to Israel? Why not other countries? And he said, you will see when you reach Israel. His answer is that. Then you will come back to me, then you will tell me that Israel is very beautiful, you will say. And I found more than that. I found Israel very beautiful, very warm country. The people of Israel are very warm, very helpful, very cooperative, I found, and very innovative country in the world, Israel is. So it's when I arrived here, I found everywhere very good things, and I have so many friends in Israel, and they are very much warm, like Sabra.
No? I see that you
all of Israeli, yeah, all people of Israeli are like Sabra. what I found. Very warm and very they help till the moment, till the solution. I found that.
I'd like to do some sightseeing in Nepal at the moment, and I'm bringing on the screen the map of Nepal. I'm sure you can see it. So actually Nepal is in between China and India. Those are the only neighbors you have, I guess.
Yes, yes.
And
north is China, and three side is border with India.
So Kathmandu is in the middle, I would say. And what other major cities you have in Nepal?
There are many cities in south and west also, like south in Biratnagar, Birganj, and also Pokhara, Chitwan. There are so many cities in Nepal.
And can you
You can
walk
see
us through Nepal. What can you elaborate a bit about the major areas from north to south, from west to east? Because we know about
area is like 147 and 181 square kilometer, and three sides, south, east, and west, joined with India, and north side only joined with China, which is Mount Everest situated there.
So you're saying that the border with China, although it's a very long border, it's mainly mountains.
Yeah, mainly mountains, hills, mountain hills, and southern zone is there are no mountains, no hills. It's plain area.
With
southern
India.
side. With India. Yeah, with India.
On the Everest. Where is the Everest? There?
I don't know.
Pardon?
The Everest. The ambassador will show you. In northern to Kathmandu.
Just above.
Above Kathmandu is the Everest?
Yeah,
Go
from there, Anat.
No,
I cannot increase the map, so I have difficulties doing it while doing share screen. So.
Go east, go east. Slightly go east. East, not west.
East.
Okay.
East.
Exactly there.
Yeah.
So this is the Everest here. Okay. So when I was talking to you last week, I asked you how come you didn't get the corona from China, and you told me that it's difficult to cross the mountains.
Yeah, mountains.
So this is the advantage of the mountains. They protected you from the corona, actually.
One side positive thing is that because it's very difficult to come and go from China to Nepal. In that area is a little bit difficult, and even we have to do a lot of infrastructures to those areas. Yet there are very less developed in roads. So it is not so easy to come by roads from China to Nepal. They have to come by flight. So how much I think that we are somehow safe from the Mount Everest also. And if you like to see some mountain like Machapusere mountain is there. It is in Pokhara city. You don't need to climb. Even you go to that city and from the road you can see mountain.
And you're originally from Kathmandu? You're from the capital? Now the map is too small. I will try to find another map. This one is too small. Just a sec, we have... Now I see the questions that people sent. We will refer to them soon. I met your sister, the doctor.
Yes.
And actually, something, I guess that your parents did something right, because both of you are successful women in Nepal. And can you tell us a bit about your parents?
Yeah, my father is engineer, and he retired from Nepal Electricity Authority after having one division head. But still he is working. He is more than 70 years, but he is still working, and he elected as the president of Electricity Association just 1 month before. Even my father is so much working hard at this age also. And my mother is a housewife, but she is very warm and very polite and very helpful. Maybe we learn from her a lot. And my sister is working in the biggest hospital, government hospital in Nepal. Now she is working very hard in hospital. She is a cardiologist, the youngest cardiologist, looking to the male and female in Nepal. And I'm the ambassador here in Israel. I'm the first female ambassador in Israel. It's like we established our diplomatic relations in 1960, June 1. And this year we are celebrating actually 60 years of anniversary.
So I hope that we can physically by June 1st really celebrate it.
Yes,
we cause for celebration.
Yes, and this 2007 we established our embassy in Israel, since then, we have now 4 ambassadors, and I'm the fourth ambassador, but first female ambassador in Israel.
Wonderful.
June 1st, what year, Ambassador? Dr. Anjan, what year? June 1st of how many years ago?
June 1st, 60 years, 60.
1960, they
1960. We are, yeah, that's why we are very proud to say that we are the first country in South Asia who recognize Israel as a state.
Oh, okay.
We are the first country in South Asia. So our Prime Minister and your Prime Minister, Ben Gurion, they are very good friends in those days. They established this diplomatic relations, and our Prime Minister also wrote about a book on Israeli is Yehudi and Hitler, that book named. My Prime Minister wrote about it. He wrote it because he knew the background of Hebrew, how their struggles, life, and their difficulties, situation in those days, and he wrote about it. It is very wonderful book. I can also show you that book, and that book is now translating in English by our National Academy. Now we received that news, which is a good news for us. It is working in Nepal, and then when it will be translated, then we can bring it here. Then all of you can understand. And one good thing, we did MOU between Hebrew Writers Association and Nepal Academy. Both of them are working together.
You're talking about MOU. I'm just happy to say that we just signed an MOU between the Nepal-Israel Chamber of Commerce and our Chamber of Commerce, and we intend to continue the relations with our sister chamber, and this is thanks to you, Dr. Anjan.
Thank you so much. Even we can, we did it in this situation also.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So let's talk about Nepal. We don't know enough about Nepal. We know that you are 30 million people.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about the parliament? How many people you have in the parliament? You have a president, you have a king. We know that in India there is a president like here, but how is the structure in Nepal?
Now we have 3 layers. Now king is no more. This is now we already established federal government. We have now. And we have like 3 levels, one from the central government and province government and local authorities, 3 governments. We already passed our election.
How many? It's 4 years or 5 years elections?
5 years, 5-year elections. And we, this time, the one party received a huge, like a 2/3 majority in parliament, and very strong government at this moment in Nepal. And House of Representative in central is 275 numbers, and provincial is different, and local authorities is different. And each and everyone has to, they are doing coordinated with each other. And our constitution is a very wonderful constitution, we can say, in the world, because we we promulgated our constitution in 2015, the new constitution. It declared that 33% of women should be as parliamentarian in our parliament.
Parliament 33%
women should be in our parliament.
Wow.
Because of that, now around 40% women are in parliament, and because of that, the recent elections, we received around 40% women in parliament. And also it decided that if the women even didn't succeed in her election, the other women will get chance. Anyhow they have to fulfill the number 33%. So even they lose their election. So because of that, we have a good number of women in our parliament, and it decided to all our institutions, governmental institutions, there should be 33% women. So in the ministries, in the departments, anywhere owned by government, there are 33% women.
Do you want to become a member of parliament as well when you're back?
In future, maybe in future.
I just want to share.
They're still approaching us.
I just want to share that you are married to a member of parliament, actually.
Yes, my husband is member of parliament. He is provincial member of parliament in number 3, province number 3. And another good thing about our constitution is we have alternative gender, alternative opportunity. Like we are not only talking about gender equality, we are moving towards gender balance. If even from the low level to the highest level, we have that criteria. If president is woman, then vice president will be male. If speaker is female, then vice speaker will be female. So this kind of criteria we have to the mayors, to the level of local authorities, even mayors, deputy mayors, they all are like male and female equally. Even the minorities people also get chance to be in those positions. Now currently we have female president in Nepal. Before her, there was male president and female vice president. Now female president and male vice president. And so only
we have a lot to learn from you, I guess.
We already established Nepal-Israel Parliamentary Friendship Group in April 2019. When I recently arrived here, I do communicate a lot with my speaker, and they formed this friendship group. Otherwise, if your government is formed and these things not happen, then we are near about to do exchange of visits of member of parliament, to exchange their ideas, to exchange their experiences.
Who is the Israeli head of the parliamentarian committee from our side?
No, you have to establish now. And I took that later to your, I met advisor of speaker at that time, and he received it. He said that after the formation of government, we also form the new parliamentarian friendship group. But now we didn't get any answer yet, but hopefully in future we will receive, and they can do interactions between them after that.
How many ministers you have in your parliament, in your government?
Totally now altogether 20.
Okay, a country of 30 million with 20 ministers. We are going to, I'm sure you followed the news, that we are a country of 9 million and we're going to have over 30 ministers. So
in past also we have Nepal is not so different.
We're going to unify government. It's in the process. Believe me, it's a long way.
It's a long way, huh?
But Anat, maybe we have questions of other people that we can
Yes,
see.
we have a question from Marian. And Marian, why won't I bring you up? Okay, Marian is the president of, just a sec. Marian, are you there?
Yeah.
Marian is heading the bilateral organization of all chambers of commerce, and thanks for joining us this morning. You were asking about, would you like to raise your questions?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, if you can talk louder, that will be nice.
Dr. Shakya, first of all, thank you for being here with us. You are definitely an impressive lady. And in the spirit of these days, I would like to know if there is anything that we here in Israel can do in order to support your personal presence here. If you need any help, any support, we understand that these days, which are difficult for all of us, for you, may prove to be a little bit more complicated. So for anything you may need, we are here to provide help, support, whatever is necessary.
Thank you so much. It will be very honored that if we receive those helps like we received at our earthquake period, it will be very much wonderful time if we will receive such cooperation from Israel to Nepal at this moment.
We will be pleased to do that in good times as well as in worse times.
Yes.
And as everybody here said, your country is beautiful, and it is a global responsibility to maintain the grandeur of this country.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Marian. As mentioned earlier in the discussion, Mrs. Ambassador will pass to us the needs of Nepal. And when we spoke also about the caregivers that are in need, the Nepalese caregivers in Israel, which some of them need some help. So, and this is something for you, Matan, to help. There are immigration issues. Some caregivers, their visa is going to elapse and they'll need help for extension. Other caregivers suddenly showed up and they don't have a visa, so there's another issue. So the caregivers, which is a big trade between Israel and Nepal, should be also addressed. You wanted to say something, Matan?
I believe that we have to meet in the days after the corona with the Lady Ambassador and with our people and discuss whatever needs to be done between Nepal and the State of Israel. So we have
this is the after, that's the after, but the moment there are problems with the caregivers, which I mentioned that we would be wanting to assist.
Okay.
Erez Fight asked for a question. Erez, hi. You can speak up. I've unmuted you.
Yes. Thank you. Good morning, Ambassador. How are you? Good afternoon.
Hey, Erez, good morning.
Good
Morning.
afternoon to all.
Still morning.
Morning. First of all, nice meeting you. I'm doing agriculture project, which are now quite needed after the corona will probably end. And I had a group from Nepal a few months ago, headed by Mr. Van the second, to make sure that I say the name
You can
correct.
send later the name, Erez. You don't need to.
Yeah, Mr. Wehab Pandey, and they visit the site that we have here, and we are starting to make a project in Nepal soon. And our solution is enabled to start, because once we send the equipment, we can do remote control. So I asked him if he wants to deliver a message to you, because I have a webinar with you. So I can tell you that I'm working with several governments in your region, and some of the activities the government are supporting, especially in infrastructure and water delivery for modern agriculture, which is essential. So he asked me if you, as representing your government, can help the government in Nepal to help the farmers and the agriculture sector in terms of investment in infrastructure to make the ability of modern agriculture to be implemented in Nepal. So we are starting a project hopefully soon, about 5 hectares as a pilot project, not far from Kathmandu. And pardon me?
Which place you are starting in Nepal?
I sent the map to Anat. Anat can share the map maybe.
Okay.
I will do it later.
I send the location to Anat.
Yeah.
And you will be happy to know that now we are establishing Center of Excellence in agriculture sector in Nepal.
Along with Mashav?
Yeah, I took
No.
head of Mashab
Okay.
to Nepal, and he is very lucky that I went to Nepal and I managed all his visit with different ministers. He met 9 ministers, so many mayors and deputy mayors, even including prime minister. And all of the discussions were so fantastic, so very fruitful, and it's moving ahead so much fast now, and we are at the position to do MOU. Only we are waiting for these situations, then we will do it. And I think that Eric will be very happy listening this news, and it will be very helpful for you and us. We can do jointly agriculture investment or agriculture work within this Center of Excellence in Nepal.
And the Center of Excellence will be for which crops? Do you know by now?
For vegetables, horticultural sectors.
Okay. Erez, do you have any more questions before I'm moving to the next?
First of all, I'm happy to hear it. It's very interesting. Although we are a technology company, not working, again, we are always happy to cooperate, but we have our technology, and encourage you to come and visit, like I did with some other ambassadors that later on brought their government, and we signed agreement already with some countries following those visits. We have an excellence of center in Thailand, not far from Bangkok. Mm-hmm. And this is something that we can do also in Nepal. So
thank you, Erez.
We are really open to continue.
Thank you, Erez, for joining this morning. I'm taking off you now for the next one. Thank you. Before we go to the next question, I'm curious to know more about the relations between India and Nepal, because you're such close neighbors. Can you elaborate about the relations?
Our relations between Nepal and India is very excellent. It's beyond the ancient period that we have been very close. It's not like we established this 1960. We don't have like that. It's very open. Since the ancient period, we have been very close, and our cultures are very similar. Somehow our literature and our scripts are also came from the same background, like Sanskrit, and we have Devanagari. And because of this cultural, socially, we are very close. Even we have such kind of exchange of marriage also. We do, the people of India and Nepali people, they do marriage between them also in border area mainly. So we have very good relations with India.
And what is your religion? What is the major religion in Nepal?
We have few religions. The mainly is Hindu religion is the most, is almost 80%, and Buddhist is 10%, and like other religions are also, the mainly religions are 2 religions, Hindu and Buddhism.
So you are Hindu?
In India, I'm Buddhist, but I'm beyond a religion. I don't like to stick in a religion. I'm secular and I love all religion. I respect all gods, goddesses. But when we born, actually, no one will born with the religion. No, the people will put religion. I think so. my thing is like that. My thought is like that. But when we grow up, we have to put religion. That's why I'm Buddhist. But we in Nepal, you can see that every people are very much warm with every religion, and they are very friendly. Even they are Hindu or Buddhist. They worship each other's gods, goddesses. Hindu people also worship Buddha, and Buddhist people also worship Krishna, Mahadev, Parvati, every god and goddesses. Even my mother, they usually go to Hindu temples, and also other Hindu people go to monasteries. they have like a very good relations between them.
There is no state religion, formal religion?
Formal religion?
Formal, you know.
Anat is asking if there is any formal religion that is the major religion.
In previously, we have our country was at that time Hindu-based country. Hindu-based country, but later we are now secular country. Every religions are now balanced, equal to each other. So people respect each other, and we can touch, hug goddesses. So everyone are very welcome to go inside temples, monasteries, and it's very friendly with God.
In those days, usually in Passover, the Chabad house in Kathmandu throws a big Passover Seder. And do you know if they're going to do a Seder this year?
No, I don't.
I don't know. This critical time we declared totally lockdown, so we couldn't say. But I don't think. Yeah, it will be much difficult because we have to save their lives.
It will be the first year that there will not be a Seder in the Chabad house in Kathmandu. That's
many years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous, largest Seder in the world, I guess.
Yeah. That's why I'm requesting each and everyone, you should go to Nepal.
Dr. Anjan, could I just ask one question? Anat, okay? Apart from the agriculture that you mentioned, and of course, tourism, which is a very big, important part of the Nepal culture and Nepal activity, what other areas do you see that Israel and Nepal could cooperate in? What areas would you like to see Israel place more emphasis on?
There is one is in medical areas. Medical area is also good in Nepal. The study for the students, for the doctors are very good. And we produce a number of good doctors in Nepal, even they study in Nepal. So we can enhance our hospitals, medical sectors in Nepal. So we can do collaborations in medical sectors, and also infrastructure development like railways, roads expansion, like that in hydro sector, and trade. Mainly we have to focus on trade also. In Nepal grows a lot of spices and herbals, but we cannot import in Israel. So I am working on it also, how to import those things to Israel. So these are certain areas. Education areas we can touch upon. Education area is also a potential area in Nepal.
I know that there is also an Israeli company operating in an IT.
Yeah, there are a good number of engineers, good number of young engineers in Nepal. So this kind of IT sectors, we can also invest in Nepal.
I think this company is using Nepal as a base for its international operations, and all the services Israel. Are coming from Nepal.
Yeah, including Israel.
Yeah.
Because we have a cheap labor market, and even we have many educated and smart youth, but some of them are jobless. So we can utilize those youth, even if not bringing to Israel, but we can utilize them in Nepal, that you can invest those youth people also. So this brings a lot of highest relations between Nepal and Israel. Harmony, it will create a good harmony between us also.
We have 5 minutes left, so if any of you have questions, you can put it on the chat and Q&A session, and I'll allow you to come up. Another question that I'd like to bring to you, we spoke about India, And China and Nepal are also strong. So can you elaborate more about what China is doing in Nepal?
China wants to help Nepal a lot, and they are even giving some grants, but it's not so much enough for Nepal at this moment. That's why we bought a little bit equipment from even China also, even they are
I can't hear you well.
Oh, connection's bad.
Yeah, connection is not too good.
For a few equipments, it is not enough though. And they would like to help. Is it good now?
Yes, now it's good.
Is it now good?
Yes.
Okay. China wants to help us a lot, and they are willing to give us some grants for this medical equipment, but it is not enough. So we bought a bit from China also, and we are that's why we are even seeking from other countries. China wants to help Nepal, and they really don't bother so much our internal affairs in Nepal. They want to be like friendly relations. They want to keep friendly relations between Nepal and China, which is very good to us.
The good thing about working in Nepal is actually it can be a hub to working both in China and in India because of the good relations.
That's why Nepal could be a hub between them. So we are expanding our railway stations from India north to south, from India to China, so that they can go directly. They don't need to move around other places. They can directly go from Nepal to and from for their goods to send, to import and export. And Nepal could be not only hub for Nepal and China, but it could be also hub for other countries as well, because our countries, we can be hub as an airport also, because our flights mainly move to the UAE, Japan, Thailand, London, and other countries. So this kind of hub can also develop, and it will be very helpful for Israel. We talked with El Al Group to make direct flights between Nepal and Israel, but and they are very much positive, and that's why our cultural minister came to Israel in the invitation of your cultural tourism minister, Yarev Levin, and he took participate in IMTM, and they talked upon to open this direct flight, and they are very much close to it. But let's see, in future definitely we will have that opportunity. So many ministers already came to Israel, and many people after I arrived here, because to be say frankly, I'm also celebrating in Nepal. So as I appointed here, so many people, so many high-level people, ministers, secretaries, and even the Chamber of Commerce, they all are willing to come, because you are there as ambassador, so we would like to come. And they are coming even.
So we are actually enjoying the fact that you're a celebrity in your country, because they want to come here, huh?
This is very good news for Nepal, no? Israel. It is good news for Israel. So for the tourism perspective from Nepal, if they are willing to come, because before this, very less Nepalese people came here as tourists. Now they are willing to come here as tourists in Israel. It is very good, and they're coming also. As secretary, our chief secretary means like you have like cabinet secretary. He already visited here in Israel. So many senior officials, ministers, they already visited here, and we are supposed to bring your president is also willing to go to Nepal. His Excellency President Reuven Rivlin wants to go to Nepal, but because of the situations, maybe he will visit very lately. But we hope a lot, and our people are very much optimistic to welcome him. And of course, your Prime Minister maybe visit in Nepal. We are inviting him, and we are welcoming him. And our Prime Minister and President may also visit Israel. They are willing to visit. They already received invitation also. So this kind of high-level exchange of visits to people-level exchange of visits being increasing day by day. And so many meetings we did from our Nepal embassy with so many ministers of Israel I met, and high-level officials. I have a good number of friendly relationship with the high-level officials with your ministries, including Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other ministries as well, and with the ministers, with some of the parliamentarians and Chamber of Commerce like you. We have very good friend. And also one I would like to raise here. Most of the ambassador, when they go abroad, they would like to have some kind of protocol and some gesture and some honored. But in Israel,
the line is not so good, unfortunately. Dr. Anjan, we
most of the people, even we rarely heard. But I like it. Are you hearing?
Yes, now better.
Yeah, I'm saying that in Israel, most of the people, they don't call ambassador as excellency, ambassador, no?
We are trying to
be
polite. We are trying.
But I like it. I want to say that I like it because it saves time, no? To being putting all of that protocols and gestures, it will keep a little bit of far distance. That's why I have many friends here. I love it that people of Israel talk with me as a friend, not as ambassador. That's why I have many friends here in Israel. It saves time also.
That's for sure.
This is very good. This is very unique that we found in Israel. And I think you will be happy to know that I am selected as Ambassador of the Year.
Oh.
For 2019 and 2020 by Ambassador Club, the Ambassadors Club. And they are trying to organize program for this May, but they postponed because of Corona. And hopefully they will organize after this after a few months. Let's see. If not, then maybe they will organize like this virtual meeting webinar they will do.
Actually, this year you announced Nepal as a tourist destination for 2020, and you started all those events, Nepal tourism, and we spoke about taking a delegation to Nepal later this year. Let's see how it evolves, but still we have until December to have 2020, so I hope that we are able to bring a business delegation to Nepal.
It's very nice. I already conveyed my colleagues of Chamber of Commerce that you are willing to come, and they are very much willing to welcome you there. They would like to organize a brand program for you in Nepal. Yeah, it will be very nice.
So our time is up. Thank you, Her Excellency.
No need for me. I'm very friendly.
Dr. Anjan, as I said before, we must meet after the corona and to discuss whatever needs to be done between Nepal and Israel. And we shall help as much as we can.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, one thing I'd like to add, if possible, we are looking after Corona, of course, to do some sort of a gala evening with all the embassies invited. And I would like to have a special invitation to Dr. Anjan that you could possibly give us a small performance.
In Hebrew or Nepali?
No,
in Nepalese, of course.
Ask you to sing the song of Gali Atari, Nepal.
Ah, yes.
That will be the song.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn. It's a very difficult song. But I can sing your national song. I love your national song.
Okay. No, but I think we can have a Nepali song. This would be beautiful.
Lovely, a good idea. So before we finish up, I'd like to say thank you to the attendees today. Thank you, Efrat and Emmanuel and Erez. And
shall I say some thank you to you all?
Yeah, just a sec. I'm going over the attendees, and Karin and Mayan and Rafi and Ron and Shlomit and Snir and Tal and Zvika and Vered and Alona and Marian and the several more that hanged up in the last 2 minutes. Thank you, Raviv and Matan, for joining us this morning. Thank you again, Her Excellency, for this 1 hour of forgetting a bit about the corona. And yes.
From Chandu.
So Monday at 10 o'clock, I will send all of you invitation to join our webinar with Ran Peleg, the Consul General, the Israeli Consul General to Jiangdo and west of China, and we will have some more panelists, so it will be very interesting. Do join us and have a safe weekend ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a lot of health to everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.